Okay, I think this thing is on. But before we start, I just want to give a quick shout out to myself for finding these at 99 Ranch Market. If you guys know this, this is like my childhood favorite snack, like egg rolls. We call them chin chin. They are the best. And I found them at 99 Ranch Market most recently. And so for those who are missing out, I highly recommend you go to a 99 Ranch Market and actually buy one of these. Ta-da! This is what it looks like. I remember when I was a kid, I used to like pretend like I was like smoking, puffing a cigarette, like, you know. One of the things that I've been trying to figure out with my life, now that I'm 28, turning 29 in literally like a month or so, I'm trying to figure out what it is and what I want to do with my life, because I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I feel really like mentally and physically stable and just like happy with a lot of things. I mean, sure, life could be better because it could always be better, but the premise for me is like there are a lot of things that I should be grateful for. The fact is, I'm actually like quite happy with where I am right now. I'm back home in San Francisco. I have really great friends and family surrounded me. I'm working on all the things that I want to. It just made me realize like how far I've come in my early 20s. There are a lot of like struggles and a lot of stressors and a lot of things that really didn't go my way. I get reached out to a lot of younger people all the time in their early 20s who are just like beginning their careers and they're trying to figure things out. I was like, why don't I do a video on the things that I wish I knew in my early 20s? Because as I'm nearing my 30s, I am kind of closing this chapter behind, and I'm really excited for my 30s actually. I have more stability, I am more self-aware. I'm still trying to figure out a few of like, you know, the past traumas I've gone through, but I feel like I'm a better person now that I'm older. I mean, I think all of us are trying to navigate life still. Like no one really has their shit together. I don't think in all aspects, like no one will have like a perfect part of their life together. Either they're just like really good at hiding it, or they're really good at managing their stress and their emotions. I think all of these things are just in general what I would tell someone in their early 20s. I think the first thing is so generic because a lot of people say the same shit all the time, which is basically taking more risks. Like definitely take more risks when you're younger. If you want to study abroad, do it. If you want to leave your job to start a business, do it. Two reasons. One, because once you take more risks, you develop like a muscle, which is basically to be more self-confident and be more self-assured. Because even if it didn't work out, at least you tried. I mean, some people can say like, yeah, your confidence gets shot, but the fact that you tried, at least, the fact that you went through the process of learning and understanding how to go through something, that itself is enough to be confident about, because like 99% of the other people wouldn't have even tried in the first place. Second part would be taking risks because you're younger. You have the capacity and the time to reconfigure and like figure out things because you're in your early 20s. Your early 20s, again, are so much more forgiving than when you're like in your 30s and 40s. You just graduate college and you're like, oh, what should I do with my life? I need to figure things out. And you go take a 1-year gap year. I think that's fine, honestly, because I don't know, I feel like work will always be there. You can work for the rest of your life if you want to, but I think when you're young and you have more freedoms, you have less responsibility, maybe school will fund your study abroad, or you kind of like figure it out how to go overseas. I think that's something you should do. So while you're younger, definitely take more risks. A way to develop your self-confidence is just to continue pushing yourself to the boundaries that make you feel really uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. So I guess that's another way to see it. But I think when you are younger, just really develop your self-actualization, develop yourself in like every way possible. Take stock of the people around you. I'm serious. I think energy is incredibly important. Surround yourself with good people, and I mean like genuinely good people. And I would say like as you get older, it is harder and harder to find good people because we're all, yeah, there's a fly. We're all jaded. It's hard. It's hard to be kind sometimes when you're older. So I'm just saying, like, as you are, you know, navigating life, like find good people. People who kind of raise you up, who cheer you on, who like only has good intentions, even if they're like super direct. Be careful of the people who gossip about other people, who like put random people down for no reason. People who just give you bad vibes. The energy that you surround yourself is going to hugely affect you and like how you feel. And soon enough, you might become one of those like negative people. I think I realize that a lot as well. I feel like I know many people, but there's actually very few people that I allow into my inner circle. And that's because I guard my energies, and I'm very protective of my own space and my privacy. Though I am pretty public on camera, there's a lot of things that I tell you guys because I'm not afraid of sharing it, but the people that I trust, it's very few. And that's because like I know who I trust and I keep them close. And I think it's really good to have people like that wherever you go. And I'm not saying that they need to be like top performers and entrepreneurs and like, you know, making like crazy amounts of money and stuff like that. At that person's core, is that person just a good person in general? I truly just want you to like ask yourself that, if the people you're surrounding yourself with are good people. I think there was a test actually I like read this a long time ago. It was like how to determine if you want to stay friends with this one person. I think I mentioned it in a couple other videos too. It's like the first one is like, would you leave this person alone with your puppy? Like, could you trust this person to take care of, you know, a living animal? Like, do you trust this person? And then the second one was, would you have 2 beers, not 1 but 2 beers with this person? So you enjoy their conversation, you enjoy like quality time with them. So I think there are like 2 ways to think of it if you are trying to figure out like if you have good quality friends. And also I think it's really good to like branch out, but truly like find good people and stay close to them, because again, when you get older, it is harder to make friends, man, and you just need to keep good friends nearby. The other thing I wanted to bring up too is regarding money. I'm like torn sometimes between like the whole like hustle culture and hustle mentality, and then also like living your life. I have 2 very different approaches on it, where I'm like, I'm very fun loving, I love to travel, I love to do all the shits and giggles, I like to go to concerts and raves, like I will party hard when I want to. But then on the other spectrum is also like, I feel like I want to be more responsible and I want to prepare for the future and I want to take care of myself, because honestly no one else is going to, and I'm not gonna like rely on someone, on my partner, to like provide all the time. Man, like money really is freedom, and it gives you a bunch of different options. I'm sure you've heard it all over the internet, people talk about the same crap all the time, but I think when you're younger, just be more mindful of your finances. And I'm saying like save up money when you're working at a corporate company or just a job in general. Like contribute to your 401k. Third, look into investing. Don't like throw your money into like meme stocks or anything like that. Like actually invest in like the S&P 500. And this is not financial advice, but you know, just look into ones that are more stable and like highly recommended by experts. And so just to give you 2, it would be like VTI or like VOO. So there's a bunch of different personal finance books and resources out there. You can definitely look into them more. But I would say that you can do all of these things on your own. I think it's incredibly important to become self-sufficient and self-aware, as well as independent. You know, like you want to make sure that you can take care of yourself, because again, in the end, no one is going to take care of you. Like, I'm serious. Like, I think this is the most realist conversation I've had with my dad before. He was just like, you know, Emily, like one day if we're all gone, like what will you do? And I was like, don't say that. And I was like, and then he was like, well, it's true. Like, what if something really did happen? Knock on wood. You shouldn't depend on other people to do things for you or to make things happen. Like, in the end, like the person that is going to get you out of bed is yourself. The person that's going to make you run on a treadmill is yourself. I personally don't like complainers. Like, if you're complaining but you're not doing anything, that's a you problem. That's not anyone else's problem. That's a you problem. Just learn to be self-sufficient and independent. I don't even know what number I am on right now for pieces of advice, but I think the next one would be like date more. As an older millennial female, I highly recommend that you date more, because I think it's important for you to figure out who it is that you want to spend the rest of your life with. That decision will change a lot of things in your future, like financial decisions, family planning, where you live, location, who you become actually, because you're spending so much time with your spouse. I think it's good to just explore and see the menu. I think as you date more and more, you mostly discover more about like what you don't want. I'm not saying that it's bad to just marry your high school sweetheart, because I've seen people do that, and like good for them. If they know, they know. I'm happy for them. I just feel like if you hit, you know, your later 30s or your like later on, it just gets a little bit harder from there. Not to say that it's impossible, but I personally wish I had dated more when I was younger to figure out what it was that I actually wanted in a partner. Also, let me drink some water. I also downloaded this app called Llama Water. Let me show you guys. To force myself to drink more water. And it kind of has been working, but man, I realized like how much water I don't drink. So yeah, it's called Llama Water, right? Yeah. This is the app. So this is how much water I still need to drink. I need to drink, based on like my height and my weight, I'm supposed to be drinking a total of 60 ounces. This is 40 ounces, by the way, and I'm not even there. I'm not even close. I'm only at 16 ounces right now, oh my God. I think my last piece of advice would generally just be like, understanding that it is okay that you don't want the same things as other people. And I think this is probably one of the hardest things that I had to learn, because I don't know, I like had really shitty SAT scores. I didn't go to a good college. I didn't follow a very conventional path. I felt like I was a failure in so many different ways when I was younger, and I felt like I was stupid. I felt like I wasn't hardworking enough, and then I feel like I probably developed this hard exterior shell that needed to prove everyone wrong, and hence why the 8-wing-7 comes out sometimes. But I just feel like the world sometimes is so hard on everyone, especially when you're a kid. I think when you're in your early 20s, like, make sure to give yourself some grace to understand that life is meant to be enjoyed and not a complete struggle. It's okay if you don't want to follow the conventional path, and there's gonna be a lot of people who will tell you follow it, and a lot of people who doubt you and try to like tear you down. But when you become more confident and you're more sure about yourself, I think it'll start to make sense. It really will. That's kind of a journey for you to figure out. My encouraging words would be that if you are going down a path that you don't know what is going to happen, and it's more unconventional and a little bit strange, but you're excited about it, like you wake up being like, wow, I'm excited about this, then that's a good sign. I would really say that try all of the unconventional things that you want to, because in the end, like, you want to be able to say at least you tried. As someone who is turning 30 soon, in like next year, I just want to enjoy my life. I want to work hard, I want to play hard and enjoy my life. One of the things I also wanted to do is just continue pushing the boundaries of what I can do. It sounds weird, but it's just kind of like this weird social experiment on myself, on like, what can I do? And like, can I achieve this? If I can't achieve this, can I move a different way? Can I build a media company? Can I do YouTube? Can I make other streams of income rather than a 9-to-5? Like, these are all good questions. And obviously it's not gonna happen overnight, but I think I'm willing to just like try and figure it out. If you're in your early 20s and you don't have your shit together, that's okay, because I'm in my later 20s and I still don't have my shit together. And I know people who are older and they still don't have their shit together. So it's okay. I just want to give you these encouraging words. If you are tuning in from somewhere, let me know where you are tuning in from. I think it's pretty cool to see all the cities that you guys are kind of watching in from. I see it on YouTube analytics sometimes, but I think I would like to hear like what places you guys are listening in from. If you've stuck around until the very end of this video, I hope this was helpful. I think this advice honestly could apply to everyone, but I think this is just the kind of stuff that I would tell myself when I was turning 20 or 21. It would have been nice to have someone kind of give me those encouraging words. So I'm giving them to you right now, and I hope that you have a wonderful day after watching this video. And if you like this video, you can continue hanging out and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.